Padadandam Bhakta Brinda Samandritam Shri Chaitanya Prabhum Bande Nityananda Sahoritam Shri Nanda Nandanam Bande Radhika Charanadvayam Gopijana Samayuktam Brindavana Manoharam Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langate Girimat Kripadamaham Vande Shri Guru Madinataranam Bancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha ajanulam vitau bhujau kanakavadatau sankirtanaikapitaro kamalayatakshav vishwambaro dvijabaro yugadharmapalo vande jagatpriyakaro karunavataro Bhaktya vihina parada lakshai kshiptascha kamari taranga madhye kripamaitam sharanam prapanna brinde namaste charanara vindam anga shamadi machatta bera vito mandikatandi varam jadyam jakudurachisham vidadatam patam varasya shriya brindaranna vilasinam ridila sadam viramudaram radhaskanda niveshito jalabujam dayema dhamudaram Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shadaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. I give my Sashtag Dandavat Pranam to the lotus feet of my Gurudev Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Srimad Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj. I'm praying for his causeless mercy. I give my Sashtag Dandavat Pranam to the lotus feet of Shri Bhakti Vichara Vishnu Goswami Maharaj and Bhakti Sadhaka Muni Maharaj. I pray for their causeless mercy. And I give my Sashtag Dandavat Pranam to the lotus feet of all Arupa No Guru Vargas. I'm praying for their mercy. And I give my Sashtag Dandavat Pranam to the lotus feet of Srila Bhakti Rida Bon Maharaj, whose divine appearance day is today. Pray for his causeless mercy. I give my Sashtag Dandavat Pranams to the lotus feet of Shri Ramanuja Acarya, whose divine appearance day also today. Praying for his causeless mercy. And my Sashtag Dandavat Pranam to all Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis. I am praying for all your mercy. This is the Bhakti. We have to pray for mercy. This is the way to get. This karma, what is our karma, we will get anyhow. What it is, if we do or don't do, we will get. But bhakti we will not get if we don't do anything. This is the difference. No? Therefore, all Bhagavatam starts with that point. Just forget about your karma. It starts with that point. In the middle, this point is emphasized at the end also. Don't run after anything from this world. It is anyhow coming. The proof is suffering is also coming, but nobody endeavoring for it. But it's coming. So happiness comes in the same way. So happiness, sukha and dukkha, coming by itself. But bhakti does not come by itself. That is the point. So for what we should use our time? That is the point. We don't need to use our time for happiness and distress because they are anyhow coming. Better save our time for bhakti. Because bhakti will not come if you don't do any sadhana. Bhajana bina gati nahi re. If you don't do any bhajan, it will not come. This is the point. Mahaprabhu, little special, no? He came and just gave to everyone. But he giving this ability to start. He giving, because without Mahaprabhu came to this world, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jiva Daya Kori Swaparshada Sviya Dhamma Saha Avatari Atyanta Durlabha Prema Kori Baridan. To give this Atyanta Durlabha Prema, which is so rare to get. For this he came. That is Mahaprabhu's gift. But how to get it, how to keep it. No? So therefore, Shikaya Sharanagati, Bhakatera Pran, to teach Sharanagati. He came to teach. To teach means to show, to give an example, how to surrender. This is the main point. Then this gift of Mahaprabhu, this divine love which he wants to give to everyone, which Brahma and Shiva want and they cannot get. But Mahaprabhu gives for this world. So this we can keep if we practice Sharanagati. Manasa deho geha jo kicho more. Whatever is mine, this mind, anyhow, how much this mind is ours, we know. It's going here and there. No? And the more you want to try to control his mind, the more crazy he becomes. No? Very difficult. Without mercy, without Krishna actually, this mind, this false ego, it cannot overcome. If we try by yoga, Yamadibya yoga patai kama lobha hatamuhu mukunda sevaya idvat yata atma adhana shamyati. How much you try by yama, by self-control, by putting many regulations in your life, you can control something, but not like you serve Krishna. That is different. Mukunda sevaya yadvat. How much the Atma gets directly touched and satisfied by this service to Krishna. No process is like that. Nothing. And then automatically mind will follow. But this is more important. Put the mind on Krishna. Therefore Manasa first, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is Manasa Dehogiya. First, this mind I have given to you. How to give the mind to Krishna? We try, but not want. Even you say, okay, I will chant Krishna's name, but mind also going here and there. Very difficult. Therefore all these teachings for the mind have been given by Acharya. So many Manashikshas are there. Raghunath Das Goswami gave, and many Acharyas. How to deal with the mind, because for the human beings this is the most important thing. There are so many rules for human beings. No? How to drive on the street. You cannot drive as you like. You have to drive on this side, or then India, that side. In India. But at least there are some suggestions are there. But you cannot drive like 150 kilometers per hour in the city, because there's so many rules, and if you transgress you get punished. So this is for, you can also not walk where you want. You have to walk on the side. You cannot walk in the middle of the street. This is for human beings, just a small example. But for human also, you cannot think what you want. It's not only that you cannot do what you want, you have to also be careful what you think. Therefore this Shastra is given for human. This Bhagavatam, these Kirtans, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote so many songs. This is given for human. To understand, you cannot think what you want. This is not beneficial. People think, no, I do what I want, I think what I want, I believe what I want. But this is not true actually. No? God has given this, what you should think. Himself, in the Gita, Krishna himself said, Man mana bhava, think of me. This is, before this verse he said, this is the Guyatamam, this is the greatest secret. Of all secrets, this is more secret, just think of me. He gave this, but how to do? This is the problem, no? Krishna said, Man mana bhava, put your mind or fix your mind on me. But Mahaprabhu came and did it. Krishna spoke it and left. After Kurukshetra, he finished his lila and went soon after that. So he just spoke, he left the teaching here, the Vani. In the book it is there. But Mahaprabhu left his life history. How to think of Krishna, he showed that. How to become mad for Krishna, he gave that practical example. And our Acharyas, they are all in Mahaprabhu's Leela. They're showing this, how to practice, how to do that. This is most important for the human being. Therefore Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, my mind, I gave to your lotus feet, O Nanda Kishore. But how you can do this without love? You cannot do this. Last line he said, the second last verse he said, you are my mother, you are my father, you are my beloved, you are my son, you are my Prabhu, my Guru, my Pati, you are everything to me. How you can say this if you have no love? You are my Daita, my beloved. You are my Prabhu, my Guru, my Pati. I completely surrender to you. If there is no love, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is calling, oh Kana. Kana means sweet Krishna. Listen, O Radhanath, you are my life. So this is only possible if you get the blessings. Therefore we are practicing to use this time. This is so important. Best is morning time. You get up, you do Mangalarati. My body wants to sleep, mind wants to sleep, it wants to just take a little relax. Now we think this is more beneficial, but actually this is the best time. This is best time. 3 Sandhya actually, 3 times of the day. We're using now also evening time, morning time. Because otherwise difficult to find the time in our life. Not easy, material life demanding so many things. So you have to do, just in the West, just to have a bed and something to eat, how much you have to do? You have to pay so many taxes, you have to fill so many forms, you get so many registrations, so many this, so many that, and this, that, just that you can survive. So therefore to find time, this is not easy. And to find the time and to have also the mind for this, to have also the peace for that, so many rules are there in Bhakti. Rupa Goswami said, Vacho Vegam Manasa Krodha Vegam. Why he said this in the beginning? Just to have space in your life for Bhakti. Otherwise, you not control your speech, not control your mind, not control your anger, you will have no time for Bhakti in the day. Day will be full, you will be fully busy for this Maya only, no time. And maybe you find time, but then you have no strength and no concentration, no focus for that. Therefore he said that all these rules are for this, to find some time, to find a nice atmosphere to think of Krishna. And then Mukunda Sevaya Yadva Jata Atma Adha Shamyati. Atma is directly satisfied by that. It does not need anything. But to come to that point, to overcome this mind, to overcome these desires which are always knocking on the door, mind is never satisfied. Krishna said in Gita, to be satisfied, this is the tapasya for the mind. Mana prasada saumyatvan maunam atma vinigraha bhavasam shudir ityaitat tapamana samuchyate. Mana prasada, just to be satisfied with what is and what you have and what you are. Be satisfied with that. Mind never wants, want to paint the wall different color, paint the hair different color. It always wants something else. Never satisfied. Different food, not always the same. Just I listened from one Mataji told me, she was in one ashram, she could not tolerate after a few weeks every day the same food. So mind always wants, anyhow it's every day the same rice and same potatoes and same spices and same everything, same ginger, same chili. But the mind always wants something, never satisfied. So this is most important, what to think. Humans have this responsibility. And if you misuse, you get also reactions for that. And if you use properly, you also get reactions. This is not that if you are thinking of Krishna, then you're just wasting your time, but you're following the rules. No, you get so much also. That's one has to understand. Many reactions coming also from that side. If you use your time for Krishna, it will come. Everything Krishna will do. He said, Ananyas chintayantu mam, who thinking of me, Ananya, without anyone else. Ananyas chintayantamam ye jana paryupasate. These people who worship me with their full endeavor. Krishna says, I take care of everything. I do everything for them. And he is capable of doing that. We have to understand. We are speaking about that Supreme Lord who is everything what is existing, who is everywhere present, who is controlling everything, who has designed everything, who knows everything, who knows all the mysteries of this Maya. He knows everything. If he wants, we have no problem in life. So he is promising that. So give your time to Krishna. We all have the same time, 24 hours every day. There is nobody who has more time or has less time. No? But we give our time to so many things. And then nothing left for Krishna. So better put him in the beginning. Manasa deho geho. And the body and the house and everything what is considered to be mine, Krishna, I gave to you. This is blissful. People think to surrender to Krishna is like dying. But actually it's like start living. No? It's really start living. All these things from this world just are a burden on your shoulders. Whatever it is. However beautiful it may be, however nicely it may be packed, or however it may present itself, it's just a burden. This body is not natural for us. But how to realize, no? We always with this body, always looking in the mirror, always checking, always feeling, always this. But this is actually not the soul, not ourselves. So to come there, we give everything to Krishna, everything. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, if I have sampada vipada, everything is good or there is danger or everything is nice, prosperity or in poverty or whatever, it's a good situation or bad situation, I'm living or I'm dying, jivane marane, whatever is the situation, daya mama gela, my responsibility is gone. It's yours now. I have no more responsibility. I did not create myself. We are a creation, we are a creature, no? We have been created by the Creator. So it's His responsibility. He designed us, He was thinking we have some value in this world, we have some position in this world. It was His plan. So why not surrender to Him? And we have to understand Krishna, He has His plan, Krishna has His love, He wants everybody to be happy. This is His desire. So He had His plan to put us in the most happy situation, which is even beyond our imagination. So why not surrender to Him and accept His plan? We're just trying to prevent that. No, we have our own plan. So, Dai Mama Gela, my responsibility has disappeared. Now it's yours. Tua Opada Varane, I accepted your feet. I take shelter at your feet. And now you can do whatever you want with me. This conception of Sharanagati, this is one of the Sharanagati songs. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote this songbook, which is very, very important. And this conception has been brought by Ramanuja Acarya. He emphasized that. Today is Holy Appearance Day. And many of these songs based on South Indian Acharya's words, like Jamuna Acharya and Kulashekar Maharaj. They wrote many prayers for this Sharanagati, how to give your life and give your soul to Krishna. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he took this, and Mahaprabhu accepted that also. From all the four Vaishnava Acharyas who appeared, Ramanuja Acharya, Madhvacharya, Vishnu Swami, and Nimbaka Acharya, Mahaprabhu took something. He accepted all of them, and even Shankaracharya he accepted. So, and he took this, 2 points he took from Ramanuja Acharya. This one is this surrender. So give yourself to Supreme Lord, and another one is to serve the Vaishnavas. Very important. Ramanujacharya emphasized this. This is the key to success. Serve the Vaishnavas, please the Vaishnavas, and don't criticize them. That is the point. He said once, I heard in one lecture by Srila Gourpremanande Maharaja, that he wrote for Matvasis who living in the ashram and the mat. They should not criticize anyone who is living there. Maybe he is sleeping more, not getting up for Mangalarati or something like that. Don't say anything. Should not do that. Because we don't know why. So we should not criticize any Vaishnava. This is just should make them happy, then Krishna will be very, very happy if you serve the Vaishnavas. This and surrender. Give your life to Krishna. This is the best what we can do with this life. This is very valuable, no? This human life is so valuable, so immensely valuable. So better to give it to that person who knows what is the value of that life. In this world, nobody is actually appreciating what we give. Just for some time being, no? Today, friend, tomorrow enemy. Some small thing happens, finished immediately. So what is value of that? You give so much sacrifice, you give so much time, you give so much love, you give so much thing, and one day finished. But Krishna is not like that. No? You give very, very little to Krishna, he will never forget. And you give big apparat to Krishna, he does not take this into consideration. That is the opposite. No? Here in this world, whole life you do some service, one mistake you make, finished. You serve some people for decades, but something happens, break. Especially Kali Yuga. No? So why to give to them this valuable gift we got? Better to give to Krishna. He knows what to do with that. So Ramanujacharya was showing this, and also nice life history, so many events happen, so many leelas there. Also his disciples, they show how to serve the Guru, and he also showed how to serve the Guru, how to respect the Guru. Many teachings he gave, and how to sacrifice for others. Ramanujacharya, he heard that one Guru, what was the name, there in Rangakshetram, he had one mantra. By this mantra you can go to Vaikuntha. He became eager to get that. So he approached this Guru and asked him, please give me that mantra to how to come to Vaikuntha. And this Guru said, this Acharya said, you can have it, but this is secret. You cannot give it to anyone else. I will give you. Because he knows Ramanujacharya was famous, he is qualified. So he gave him this mantra, and Ramanujacharya, after initiation, the first thing he did, he went on the boundary wall of Ranganath temple and called all the people. And with full voice he pronounced this mantra to everyone. He gave Om Namo Narayana. He gave this mantra to everyone. Now it's in loudspeakers, the whole day it is done in Rangakshetram. The whole day this mantra is broadcasted there. But the first thing after initiation, after he promised he will not give it to anyone else, first thing he went on the wall up and fully shouted this mantra to everyone. And of course the news came to his Guru, and he summoned him, he called him. I said, what are you doing? You promised and you're breaking so easily, you break your promise, you will go to hell, I curse you. And he said, I'm fine with that. I'm happy to go to hell, but all these people will go to Vaikuntha because I gave them the mantra. And then his guru, when he saw that, this compassion in his disciple there, he took back his curse. He said, oh, he is such a personality, never thinking of himself, ready to go to hell, but others, they shall go. So that was his character. And he wanted to show everyone that the best is Bhagavan. There's nothing beyond that. Which is, if you think little, how can there be anything better than God? You just think little, no? But mind is so conditioned, intelligence is so conditioned, you not come to that conclusion. There cannot be anything more blissful, more beautiful, more powerful, more anything than God. More loving, but we not come to that conclusion. There was one person in Rangakshetram. He was a wrestler, a big fighter, a strong person. And the Ranganath came out in the procession. They have a small Utsava deity there where they're coming and they're carrying him around the temple. And all people looking and welcoming Ranganath. But that one person is not looking at Ranganath, he's looking only at his wife. Not any. And he's just ignoring Ranganath, just looking at his wife. Even when walking, he's looking always on his wife. Not looking anything else. Then the people are disturbed. What is this? This is offense. The Lord is coming. You're looking only your wife. You look the Lord. But he said, I don't see anything more beautiful than my wife. If you show me anything more beautiful than my wife, I will look that. So that came also to Ramanuja Acharya. And he took him and brought him into the temple and gave him darshan of Ranganath. But by divine eyes, not ordinary. Because we also take darshan, Thakurji. But if we see something from this world, we think this is more beautiful. So Ramanujacharya gave him darshan of the real Lord. Then he was immediately surrendered and became his disciple. His name was Dhanurdas. He became Dhanurdas. So he became very dear disciple. And he was like, a wrestler, like a Shudra, something like this, low class. He was bodily very strong and fully surrendered to his Guru. Fully. From that day on, he completely surrendered. This Sharanagati, he completely gave everything to his Guru. And his Guru liked him so much, because that is how to conquer Krishna, how to conquer Guru, how to conquer anyone in this world only by surrender, by service. Anyone. This is the key. How to get Krishna's attention only by service. Not by, I'm so great, Krishna, please look at me. This is not right, but you do something. There is one story also, how to get the attention when, who was that? Some South Indian Acharya, maybe Yamuna Acharya. He was a very brilliant boy in the Gurukul, and once his Guru got one invitation to a debate by one scholar. From King's scholar, he was challenging everyone for debate, and then it came to him and he was afraid because King's scholar, so he was afraid, and then Jamunacharya saw that his Guru is like worried, and he asked Gurudev, what is going on? Oh, I have to go there, but I am writing the defeat. I gave my signature for defeat. Then I cannot debate. Then he said, Gurudev, you bless me, I go. He was like teenager, 15 years old. Bless me, I will go by your blessings. My Gurudev blessed him, and the news came that the small teenager is challenging the King's Pandit. And it was big, like assembly was there, the King's palace, the priest was there, the Pandit. And then king and queen were also there. And then Jamunacharya came inside. Teenager, very shining. When the queen saw him, she said, "Oh my king, I think he will win. I have confidence he will defeat that Pandit." The king said, no, he cannot do that. But she said, "No, I think if he will win, we give our daughter to him. Please, and some part of the kingdom." The king said, "Okay, I give my word." So then they came together, and the Pandit of the king said, the rule was one has to establish one argument and the other has to defeat it. And the Pandit said, "You can establish whatever you want, I will cut it into pieces. Just speak." He was thinking this is a small boy, it's a child. "Say what you want, I will cut it into pieces." Nyaya is like this, this logic, you can do anything. You can defeat anything. So, Jamunacharya said, "Okay." And he said, you start, establish something. So then the Jamunacharya, he made 3 statements. And he said, first, your mother is not a barren woman. So he has to establish that his mother is barren, means she cannot give any children. But his mother, he's already the proof that she is not barren. So he has to establish his mother is barren. That was the first thing. Immediately silence. Second, this king is a pious king. So he has to prove the king is sinful. Third one, this queen is a chaste lady. So he has to prove the queen is unchaste. It's complete silence. Nothing was there. The Pandit face became white. He's not saying, he was thinking. After some time, he said, these are not statements. Can you defeat them? I said, yes, I can do. And also a rule where you have to put on basis of scriptures, not just concoct something. Jamunacharya said, yes, I can do. And then more silence. When he said, I can do. Then he do it. The Pandit was really angry. These are not statements. Nobody can defeat. No, I can do. Then he started the first one. He has to prove that the Pandit's mother cannot get any children. So he said, who is boasting something, who is like proudly speaking of something which he cannot fulfill, he's dead. He's not alive. Some Shastra he quoted. So means actually he's dead. So his mother has no children. So he proved that. Very brilliant. Not at all. Looking is amazing, this boy. No? Then he has to prove this king is sinful. How to do that? No? Then he said, the king is responsible for 1/6 of the karma of his subjects. So 1/6 of the sins, 1/6 of the pious activities he will take. So many people do sins in his kingdom, so he's also very sinful. Therefore he has to do yajna to purify himself. So then they were looking, amazing, no? The king he is sinful, but he's not doing himself, but due to his subject. Then he has to prove that the queen is unchaste. Then he said, the king, everything based on Shastra, the king is the representative of all the demigods. So if the king is alone with his queen, all the demigods also there, so she's unchaste. Then everybody was shouting, Jai, Jai. And the queen was also happy. You see, I said to the king, I knew he will win. So please, you fulfill your promise. So they did it. And they gave him the queen. And he, so brilliant scholar, but he became king after that. And he left the ashram and everything. And so then after some time they needed him, that his guru was going away. So who will continue that ashram? No successor is there. So they sent one of his god brothers to bring him back to the ashram. But now he become king, some brahmachari will come there who will listen to him. Now he's king. So he did not go directly to the king. That is the point. How to get the attention of God, how to get the attention of anyone, he showed nice examples. So he knew from his previous time that the king, who is now king, he likes some kind of shark, some green leaves, which growing only in the forest, which you cannot cultivate. You have to go in the forest and pick them, which is wildly growing. But he knows he likes that one. Good for the brain, good for the body. So he went to the forest. It's a little work, no? Because forest means some plant is here, some is there. You cannot get many. So he went to the forest, picked these leaves, and went to the cook. Did not go to the king. Went to the cook and said, "Please cook this for the king." So then the cook cooked, and when this day the king got this, it's his favorite shark. It's a long time he did not take. So he was very happy taking it. So next day again, every day he went to the forest and picked these leaves and gave to the cook. Then one day he did not do it. Then cook came with the food and this shark is not there. And then he's asking, "Where is the shark?" Then the cook said, "Today this person did not bring it." "Who is this person?" "I don't know." "Please bring him. I want to know who is he." So then he brought him. And then he could speak to the king directly. Now, otherwise you will not get the audience from in front of the king so easy. So he got and he explained to him that you are such a genius and you have... And actually the king was at war at the moment. He needed some money and he promised him, "I have so much wealth, you come with me. I can give you so much wealth." Then he became interested. So he came with him and he spoke to him all the things which he had learned from his guru. When he remembered all these things, he never went back to his kingdom. He went back to the ashram and joined again. This is the real wealth. Real wealth is a guru's instructions, the knowledge. So this is the way how to get the attention of anyone. By service only, no? He was every day servicing, one day not. Then he was disturbed. So immediately he called him, the king called him. So this is also Krishna's, why we do puja to Krishna. To make one relationship. This is not ritual actually. This is how you put your time, your focus, your mind, your heart, and you decorate the Krishna, you offer some incense, you offer some bhoga. This is for making this relationship, to making this is close. This is a very nice process to do archana, to do worship, to chant the name is the same. We do it not for us, we do it for him, no? This is the point. Also this is why we speak Harikatha also for Krishna. All these things. So that was Jamuna Acharya who later, he is not the direct guru of Ramanuja Acharya, but after he left his body, Ramanuja Acharya came. They called him, but already he left his body. So, and still he had his fingers somehow open or closed, something was there, 3 fingers, and he had to promise to make 3 things, then the fingers, I think, open, like this you go generally, but the fingers were like this, closed. So then one after another finger opened. Ramanuja promised he will write some scriptures, he will do some certain works, then Ramanujacharya completely left. So he gave him these direct instructions. Even he was no more physically present. So that is important point, how to get Krishna's attention. Only by Sharanagati, by submission, you can go. How you can go on the altar, in the temple? Only for service. You cannot push Krishna from there and stand yourself and accept the worship. It's not possible. But the pujari can go, he can, even if some big altar is there, he can climb on the altar where Krishna is standing. If it's a big murti to put the crown, you have to step on it, on Krishna's altar. But only for service. After service you go down. No? We will not stay there and think, Krishna and we are same. So for service you can enter into the highest spheres, but not for anything else. Not for making selfie with Krishna. You cannot do these things. But just for service, no? So this is also how to come close to Vaishnavas, how to come close to Krishna only by the service. By nothing else. Automatically it works. This is the way. Therefore sadhu sangha means sadhu seva, no? To Vaishnava seva. This Ramanujacharya, he emphasized this point. To serve the Vaishnavas and don't see the faults. Guru Maharaj also said, no, don't see the faults, otherwise you will lose the enthusiasm to serve them. If you think, he's doing this or she's doing that, then why to serve them? But they just don't care. Who has somehow or other put the Krishna in the center of his life, they are worshipable. Krishna said himself, if someone is a chandala, means maybe even cooking dogs and eating them, but he is my devotee, then he's as worshipable as myself, Krishna said. And whatever he's giving to you, accept it from his hands. As worshipable as myself. Whoever accepted the Krishna, he is worshipable. That is very important. So many other leelas. The Dhanurdas also later. He's from low. Even Ramanujacharya as a Shiksha Guru, his Diksha Guru was also from a material perspective, he was from a lower caste. Himself, he came in a high caste Brahmin family. And he married Ramanujacharya. But his Guru, he came from a lower caste. And so Ramanujacharya's wife could not handle that. She could not accept it. But whoever has Krishna, Kiba Nyasi, Kiba Shudra, what is that verse? Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, Shudra ke na hoy. Je Krishna Tattva Veta, se Guru hoy. Ramanuja, when Ramananda Roy Mahaprabhu, when they met each other, Ramananda Roy also considered like coming from a lower caste, but Mahaprabhu is Brahmin, a sannyasi, but they embraced each other. Then he said, why are you embracing me? I am like from low caste. But Mahaprabhu said, whatever, Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, one is a Brahman, one is a sannyasi, one is a Shudra. It doesn't matter. Jai Guru Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. Who knows Krishna's Tattva, he is Guru. There is no consideration in Vaishnavism, this caste or that caste. Or he is from Czech, or he is from Austria, or he is Indian. That is actually not correct to say Indian Vaishnavas and Austrian Vaishnavas, or Western Vaishnavas and Eastern Vaishnavas. It's not the best way. Vaishnava Jati Buddhi, that is mentioned in Padma Puran, this is a hellish mentality to classify Vaishnavas according to their caste. Who is Vaishnava is Vaishnava, they are already beyond that. Who accepted Krishna, they are that. So Ramanujacharya, he knows that, so he accepted this Guru, because he's a pure devotee. But his wife, she was little in that material considerations. And once he invited his Guru and his wife to his home, and they were staying together. And then the two wives, his wife and his Guru's wife, they went to the well and bring some water, some pot. And then one drop of water from his Guru's wife came into the pot of his wife. Then she threw away all the water and took another one. Then that was too much for Ramanujacharya. He could not tolerate this offense. So he wrote one letter. He faked one letter from that. He's inviting that her family, there is some marriage, something, and she has to come there. So he sent that. And when she went there, he took sannyas. He left. He made like this story. So he could not tolerate. This is offense to his Guru, not respecting. So he also respected that Dhanudas because his devotion was pure. And he was very devoted, and he always spoke with him, and always he was doing personal service to his Gurudev. So Ramanujacharya had 800 sannyasis. Can you imagine what powerful Acharya he was. 800 sannyasis he had, and they became envious. Why Gurudev is spending so much time with his Shudra? We have Brahmins and sannyasis, no? He's not giving so much to us. So that came to Ramanujacharya's ears also, that they are somehow envious. So he said to one of his disciples, one very close disciple, he said, you go to the house of Dhanudas, we have no money in the mat, we need money, you go and steal the gold ornaments of his wife. I will keep him here. I will engage him in more service. And late night, you go there. When she's sleeping, take all the gold ornaments from her. He said like that. So he told to Dhanudas to give some massage or some extra. And it was past midnight and his wife was waiting with prasadam at home, but he did not come, so she went sleeping on the one side. And then the disciple, when he saw she's sleeping, he came inside, sneaking there, and start taking her gold ornaments from the body. Then she woke up, she understood that, oh, my god brother is coming and stealing some gold from me. Maybe we have no money in the mat, so she just allowed to take everything. And when he took the one side, she turned on the other side that he may take the other side also. But then he was afraid and ran away. So, at the same time, Ramanujacharya, when the sannyasis were taking bath there there is Kaveri in South India, and the Kaveri they were taking bath, he told one of his disciples, the sannyasis took bath to change the copings, like this, to mix the copings little together. So when they came out from the water on the bank, then they said, this is my coping, and they start quarreling. Why you take my coping? And they starting quarreling for the coping, like this. Then Ramanujacharya called all of them together and said, you are sannyasis, but then he told to one disciple, you please tell me. And he called also Dhanudas and his wife, he called them. And he asked his wife, what happened in the night? Then she said, oh Gurudev, I saw that your servant came and he was stealing my gold ornaments. So I thought, you need some money, so I want to give also the other side, but he ran away. Then the sannyasis, they became silent. And then Maharaja said, you are sannyasis, you are quarreling for coping, but they are grihastas, they are shudras, you see. Who is really surrendered? It's not a question of your sannyasi or brahmachari or brahmin or that, but how much you surrender, that Gurudev is pleased by that touched his heart. So he gave this. Our Guru Maharaj, many times he told this history also. I remember that. So that is important. So therefore that Bhakta Thakur wrote these many songs for Sharanagati. This is how to attract the Krishna, how to catch him, how to realize also, how to enter there. So that is little about Ramanujacharya. This unlimited. What he has done is incredible. He's actually the avatar, the incarnation of Lakshman. Ramchandra's brother came as Ramanuja, means younger brother of Ram. He came as Ramanujacharya.
Ramanuja
He's Lakshman avatar. Okay. Yes. So, very powerful preacher. And he came after Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya, he threw out all the Buddhists from India, and the Buddhism, he somehow again reconnected it with the Vedas. Then Ramanujacharya came and changed from the Shankarites, he changed again to become worshippers of Bhagavan, from these Mayavadis, which followers of Shankaracharya's followers. Then he made them Vaishnavas. He preached very similar like Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya preached everything is one. Kevala Advaitavad, everything is one. But Ramanujacharya said that Vishishta Advaitavad. Everything is one. One is a little special one, and he's Bhagavan, or others are Jiva. So, like in this way. Very similar, so he took that wave of Shankaracharya and just added little and made them into Vaishnavas again. So he was very, very successful. He did so much work. He wrote many, many scriptures, many commentaries, many things. So, and Mahaprabhu also accepted these points from him. And until today is a big sampradaya. Sri Sampradaya, Ramanuja Sampradaya, many, many temples in South India. Huge temples. You cannot imagine how big they are. Huge, gigantic temples, and with thousands of Brahmins, and they do nice worship and everything like this. Also, Gopal Bhatta Goswami coming from there. His father was also there, Venkata Bhatta. So now you see in Radharaman temple in Vrindavan, mood is a little different. Little deities inside, you cannot. Little different. That is coming from the South Indian mood, from the Chi Sampradaya. Sri Ramanuja Acharya ki jai. Also today, Apearance Day of Bhakti Hridaya Bongo Swami Maharaj. How much time? Little. We can, at least something we have to speak. It's very important also for us. One disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was born in Bangladesh in a very high class Brahmin family. Very rich family also and very high class. And he was extremely learned, extremely intelligent. He was like a brilliant student. And he spoke all languages perfectly. He spoke Bangla, Hindi, English, Sanskrit, like without mistake, perfectly all. And when he spoke, he was famous for that. When he spoke one language, he spoke only one language. Like we see also here in German-speaking Vaishnavas use so many English words, like surrender and taste, and these always come even when we speak German. But he spoke perfect the languages. He was very, very scholarly. So Prabhupada, when he met the Gaudiya Math devotees, he immediately joined. Immediately. Even coming, that time Gaudiya Math was very poor. They had nothing, but he was so attracted by the purity of Prabhupada and his disciples. So he went once from Dhaka, he came to Kolkata. His father, he was living in Dhaka, and what is nowadays Bangladesh. And his father was sick and he needed some medicine, so he went to Kolkata to buy that medicine. And he met one of the Gaudiya Math preachers. And he sent the medicine to Dhaka and he stayed in Kolkata. He did not go anymore home. He was so attracted that he just did not finish his service to his father, just sent the medicine and stayed. And he joined the mat and shaved his head and took a brahmachari cloth. Immediately he surrendered there. Then his family members came, his brothers came, and they were shocked when they see him there as a brahmachari, But they could not take him out. He was fully convinced. That time Gaudiya Math was really poor. They were not eating nicely. That was a festival when they had dal. They were just eating rice and some soup. Nothing was there. And he was coming from rich house. So they asking him also. Later on, once they asking him, "Oh Maharaj, was it not difficult for you to stay?" I said, it was very difficult. Very difficult. They eat only loki rasa. Loki means like only water, like zucchini. If you make soup from zucchini, nothing is there. No? So they eat rice and loki rasa. Loki is the cheapest vegetable in India. No? So that what they're eating. So he said, very difficult. There's only rice and loki rasa. He said, but evening time, when Prabhupada spoke Harikatha, we forget everything. So this is the real food for the soul. Prabhupada spoke so pure and so deep, this Harikatha, with so much realization that they forget everything. They surrender their life completely to their Gurudev. No? And he was very, very qualified. Extremely. So Prabhupada gave him, very soon he gave him sannyas also. He understood his qualification. And then came the question to go to the West. Then he was chosen also to go, because his English was so excellent. He wrote one commentary on Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, first part, that Eastern Ocean. You can read. In English he wrote that, really excellent, deep. Very big also. He could only finish that one part, but very deep. Quoting so many shastras, he was so learned. So they sent him to the West. And before going to the West, Prabhupada called him to his room. And he said, now you're going to the West, you have to dress nicely. Otherwise, if you go there like a sannyasi, people will not take you serious. So he said, I will buy shoes for you. You have to take shoes, because sannyasi never wears shoes, no? That was that tradition actually. They only wear these padukas or go barefoot. Sannyasi should not wear shoes. That was always like this. Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta followed that and many sannyasis. But he said, you're going to the West, if you go bare feet there, people will laugh at you, they will not take you serious. So you take shoes. So Prabhupada bought some shoes for him. Very expensive ones. Like for 30 rupees, that time was a lot of money. And he gave him these shoes. And he said, now you wear these shoes. So then immediately he took that shoes and put on his feet. Then Prabhupada said, today you renounce the renunciation. You are a real renunciant. You renounced renunciation. So then he went to the West, and he came also to Austria here. He came to Vienna. He gave some lectures here in Urania. He gave one lecture and one lecture. Him was that, yes. And one lecture he gave in the Museum für Völkerkunde. Yeah, one. So in different and universities he was speaking. Externally we cannot see that he had too much success, because he spoke such high topics with a high language, high class, only to high class people. But you would never know what was the influence. He just spread Mahaprabhu's message. Like this. And his life history is wonderful, many incidents there. Later on, once he objected one word of his guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He made some objection to something, which later on even proved that he was right, but he was so much repenting that he did that. So after Prabhupada left this world, he did some tapasya. He went into one cave in Vrindavan. He was living there, I don't know how long, maybe 2 years or something.
4 years.
4 years. 4 years, you can imagine, living in a cave, never came out. One brahmachari every day put some few potatoes and one banana or something, and that was everything he was eating. They put it in one place, he not saw any person, after he picked it up from there. 4 years he spent in that cave to repent. Can imagine, nobody can do that. Not see any person, just chanting Harinam and eating almost nothing for that. First, before that, he was going to Charidham Yatra in Himalayas, also very renounced, and then he came to Vrindavan, then he did this tapasya, and after he felt that he overcame that. He got that suggestion from one Brahmin from that palm leaf library. He went there and they told him this, that already last life he had the same problem. He objected his Gurudev. Now this life same, but how to overcome, he gave him this procedure, he followed it. And then like this, and then last year of his life, he gave sannyas to so many. Like also Gourpremanande Maharaj, also he's a sannyasi. Last year he gave all sannyas, then he finished, and then he announced also when he will go. And he said, last month before I go, nobody should touch me, nobody should just speak me, leave me go, let me go. He did not anymore. He told himself, nobody should touch my body the last days, nobody should speak, I just go. So he left like this. And his disciple Gourpremanande Maharaj, he said to us that he revealed also his spiritual form in the Goloka Lila, that there is Latika Manjari, one of Manjaris of Radhika, and her service is to make a flower garden. That so also his disciples, they were happily engaged in that. He was doing as a she, that Latika Manjari in her form. She was doing flower garden, and once she was taking care for the flowers, and Radharani, she was running in a madness to Krishna. And she was running, and with her foot, she kicked Latika Manjari. So that in his meditation once this happened. So it's the greatest blessing you can get, but Radharani felt very sorry. She apologized for that. So that was his realization about one glimpse. So he little revealed about that. And really he left on that day which he announced, he left in that world exactly like he said. So this is not ordinary. It's like Bhishma, They can say like Haridas Thakur, from this we hear from scriptures, but he showed also this example. So great soul, very great soul. He has done so much service also, so much preaching. And also somehow he started the preaching in the West, so maybe we also, because of him, we came to that. We don't know, no? What was his influence, you cannot see. Only few disciples he brought. Then the first Austrian Vaishnava, he took initiation from him after the World War II, 1946 or 7. That was that Walter Eidlitz, who became Vamandas. He took initiation from him. So somehow he never returned to Austria. He went to Sweden, but he wrote many nice German books beautifully, because he was already a writer before. So somehow it's connected. He also, that Bhaktivedanta Bongo Maharaj, he came also to Berlin and stayed there. And even he met Adolf Hitler. He met these leaders of that time. And when he came back, that time then, that was 1936, and like this time, then he came back to England, and then 1940 to India, and then 1942 when Germany attacked to England. Then they called him also to the court. Then because they're listening, he was also there in the Nazi Germany. They called him, and he had to go to the court, and they accused him. Why you went to Hitler? What you were speaking with him? I said, I spoke the same Mahaprabhu's teachings which I spoke everywhere, I spoke also to him. Same, he was preaching everywhere that what he learned from his Guru. So, great soul, really great soul with a great life history. You can learn so many things from him. And he was very beautiful person, also very shining, a very extremely talented person. So, one of Mahaprabhu's and Prabhupada's eternal associates. So he left, I think, in the 80s or something. Something like that. I don't remember what exactly, but he left like that.
86.
Something like that this year. So that temple in Vrindavan is there, where is the cave. It's called Bhajan Kutya. Behind, when you go Banke Bihari, little, very near behind there, on the corner. Near to Kaliyaharada, there is his temple, very nice. You can go down to the cave also, where you can see all this. Maybe Samadhi also there, no? I'm not sure, but I think so. Srila Bhaktivedanta Bongo Swami Maharaj ki jai, Tadya Shubh Avibhav Titi ki jai, Srila Gurudeva ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Namo Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Gourpremanande, Hari Haribol.